No one has the right to tell you what your financial goals should be. It is entirely up to you. But here's what we do know. Money really can buy happiness. Not all millionaires are created equal. Understanding the difference between being rich and being wealthy can help greatly. So let's get into it. What does being rich mean? This is the easiest one. You have more money than you owe. As simple as that sounds, there's a lot of room in that definition. For example, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a lot of money. You could be rich and only have $100 to your name, so long as you have nothing owing to anyone else. Likewise, you could be broke and actually be richer than someone who has tens of millions of dollars, so long as they owe more than they have. Wealth, however, is a much more complicated subject. Wealth means different things to different people at different times. For some, it's about spending power. For others, it's security. But today we're going to break down wealth into 3 categories: financial, mental, and physical. Financial wealth is all about having enough money to support the lifestyle that you want, to do whatever you want, whenever you want. But how much is enough? Well, again, it depends on you. You need to set your own benchmarks. But there are 2 rules that you need to follow. 1. Cover all your bases. Your expenses should always be less than your income. If you're making $50,000 a year, spend 45. If you're making 100 grand, only spend 90. Make sure you cover your ass. 2. Save up. You should always have enough cash stored away to cover 6 months' worth of living expenses. That way, if you lose your job or something happens, you won't go bankrupt trying to stay afloat. Next, we have mental wealth. Mental wealth is knowledge. It's your ability to improve yourself and those around you. It's learning new skills and passing on the ones you have. Think of yourself like a toolbox. The more tools you have, the more useful you become. The better you can solve problems, which makes you invaluable. And there are 4 main ways to grow your mind. 1. Education. Go to school, read books, learn as much as you can. 2. Experiences. Travel, meet people, try new things. 3. Mentors. Find people smarter than you and absorb their knowledge. 4. Reflection. Journaling and meditation can help you process everything you're learning faster and more effectively. Finally, physical wealth. Physical wealth is your health. How fit are you? How well do you take care of yourself? Can you run a marathon? Do you lift heavy shit? Can you see clearly? Do you have perfect hearing? Do you eat healthy? Having control over your body gives you control over your life, makes you stronger and more capable in every aspect. So the question is, what kind of millionaire do you want to be? We're going to look at 5 types of millionaires to find out. The first is the self-made millionaire. These are the people who started from zero and built themselves up to get to $1 million. Their journey wasn't easy. They had to sacrifice and work hard, but they did it. These are the OG go-getters. They're disciplined, motivated, and always looking for ways to improve themselves. Now, while everyone starts at a different place, the good news is that these folks didn't have any special advantages. They just worked harder than everybody else. But wait, there's another type of millionaire, the accidental millionaire. These folks stumbled into their wealth. Maybe they inherited some money or got lucky with investments. They're pretty much the opposite of the self-made millionaires. But the question is, are they any less successful? Not necessarily. They might not have put in the same amount of work, but they still ended up with the same amount of money. It's like winning the lottery. You're not necessarily more successful than someone who bought a ticket and lost, even though you got lucky. It's all about what you do with that money. Then we have the corporate millionaire. These folks climbed the corporate ladder and eventually reached the top. They started out as employees and worked their way up through the ranks. This path requires a lot of dedication and hard work too. You have to deal with office politics, compete against other ambitious people, and constantly prove yourself. But it also comes with a lot of perks, like job security, benefits, and steady income. Now let's talk about the investor millionaire. These folks built their wealth by investing their money. They might have started out with a small amount of money, but over time it grew into something much bigger, thanks to smart investments. This path isn't for the faint of heart, though. It takes a lot of research, patience, and discipline to stay focused on your goals. And trust me, it can be tempting to cash out early or chase risky investments, but that's often a recipe for disaster. And finally, we have the creative millionaire. These folks built their wealth by doing what they love. They could be artists, musicians, or entrepreneurs who turn their passions into profitable businesses. Now, this path is both challenging and rewarding. You have to be willing to put yourself out there, face rejection, and constantly innovate. But if you're successful, you get to do what you love and make money at the same time. As you can see, there are many different paths to becoming a millionaire. So the real question is, which path is right for you? That's where this next part comes in. Let's dive deeper into some of the strategies and mindsets that help these millionaires succeed. Tip number 1. Practice delayed gratification. Have you ever given in to temptation right away, instead of waiting? Folks understand that sometimes it's better to wait for what you really want because in the end it'll be worth it. Just think about it. When you resist temptation and focus on your long-term goals, you're building character, improving your willpower, and developing a sense of self-control. And when you stick to that plan, you're more likely to reach your ultimate destination, financial success. Number 2, live below your means. We've all seen those crazy spending habits on social media. Some folks spend thousands on clothes or cars just for show, but these millionaires are different. They don't waste money on things that don't matter. They know that investing is the smart move. So instead of buying luxury items, they invest their money into assets that can grow their wealth over time. Tip number 3, diversify your income. One thing these millionaires have in common is that they never rely on just one source of income. They have multiple streams of revenue. For example, they might have rental properties, investments, or businesses in addition to their day jobs. And this approach pays off big time. Not only does it bring in more money, but it also reduces risk. If one source of income fails, they still have others to fall back on. So if you want to be a millionaire, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Tip number 4, embrace lifelong learning. Millionaires are always learning and growing. They're not afraid to ask questions or seek out new knowledge. Instead of sticking to what they already know, they're open to exploring new ideas and expanding their horizons. They know that staying curious and embracing lifelong learning is the key to their success. And tip number 5, build a strong network. Most people think that money is the most important thing, but these millionaires know that it's not. They understand the importance of surrounding themselves with positive influences, connecting with like-minded individuals, and building meaningful relationships. They know that having a strong support system is crucial for success, and they prioritize nurturing their network. Look, becoming a millionaire isn't just about luck. It's about having the right mindset, practicing delayed gratification, and taking action towards your goals. So remember, if you want to be a millionaire, don't be afraid to dream big and work hard. And along the way, practice delayed gratification. Live below your means, diversify your income, embrace lifelong learning, and build a strong network. Follow these tips, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be a millionaire too.